The other problem we have is you can just put human waste into a hole, but it won't break down very much, so you need to treat it with something. The easiest thing to treat it with is ash from a fire. You just put pot ash on top of it to take the ash from a fire, and the lye will start to break it down, cover the smell. Sawdust is another thing that you can do to put it on there. They also suggest peat moss, but I don't know about you, I don't really carry a lot of peat moss on me. So those kind of things make that issue a problem. So if you're going to put chemicals into a hole, we go back to the water table issue. You put chemicals in the hole, it goes into the water table, you're going to be discovered. They're going to stop you from doing that in pretty short order. So if you can't go in your backyard and you can't dig a hole, what are you going to do? Couple of options. Well, it depends on why your toilet isn't working. If your toilet is not working because there's no income water flow, as I said before, you have a pool, fine. You take pool water, pour it in the bowl, out it flows, not a problem. Don't pour it in the tank, by the way. You want to pour it straight into the bowl. The reason is the tank holds about 2.5 gallons of water. You don't need all of that to flush something away. You can just take a 5-gallon bucket or so, pour maybe about a gallon or so of water. That will cause the siphoning effect. It will all wash out. So if you don't have no fresh water supply, you can use water. Water from washing dishes, water from just about anything that's fairly clean that you can use to flush down the system. You can also, if there is no water available or the pipes are broken and the water won't evacuate out of it, you can use your toilet as is, scoop out some, most, or all of the water using a scoop. Remember I told you the water's clean, relatively. The seat and everything else around is probably not clean, but the toilet itself is clean. You can scoop out the water out of that and just put in a 13-gallon or so trash bag and use the facilities as you would normally, realizing that it's not going to be very sanitary or very pleasant smelling, but at least you have the comfort of sitting on your own throne. Then you need to take those bags, tie them up securely, and then you can go bury those in your yard or stack them someplace. You can put those someplace until later use. Remember those plastic bags, according to all the people who are wanting to tell you about those plastic bags, will last forever, so they won't degrade very much. They will degrade. They will degrade over time. They will break down. Most of them have chemicals in them to cause them to break down. But in the short term, those chemicals won't break down very quickly. If you store them out of the sunlight, probably 3 or 4 months before they would rot away to the point to where they would be a concern. You can double bag them and keep that as a way of taking care of it. The other option too is when you're doing those kind of when we're talking about flushing water down. There's an old adage my wife said I wasn't supposed to tell you, but I'm going to anyway. Kind of like telling you how much every average person goes. And the adage is, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. That's a way of saving water and everything else. If you're in a home, you don't necessarily have to flush down liquid waste, but you do want to get rid of the solid waste that way. So what are your other options? Well, you can have a system, they range in price from inexpensive to, depends on how much you want to spend. You can literally go and buy an electric battery-powered, tanked, portable RV toilet system. Buy them at most RV stores. You can actually buy them at Walmart too. Got a little button, push the button, water swirls around, catches it in the basin. Then you can deal with that basin on it. And it takes chemicals like a big RV does, and those chemicals break down the matter inside, sanitize it, break it down, make it smell better. I didn't say great, I said better. And then you can dispose of that liquid at your leisure, how and when you would like to. Because it is chemically treated, it is not a biohazard. Those start, the most expensive ones are about $150. Then you can go down to ones that aren't electrically powered. You just push a little hand pump and everything else. I have one of those in my tent trailer. Works quite well. Then you can do something, go down, you can actually have a system that's cut that is like this. that is a system that is self-contained. In here it has chemicals for the toilet, a little place where you would keep your toilet paper, and it has a toilet bowl. It's a recognizable sight to everybody. Then inside that is a removable bucket. This bucket you would put a plastic liner in, use it as necessary, take out the liner, throw the liner away, reuse the system. The other option is what I have in my little vampire tent over here, if you're going to sleep hanging upside down, is a 5-gallon bucket with a lid and seat, a toilet seat attached to it. Same basic kind of premise as this, except it has it's less expensive. Fits on a 5-gallon bucket. You can buy the bucket and the lid, or just the lid itself. And those are available at surplus stores, other places to transport the material inside. The other thing that you need to consider when using those types of facilities, and your water is an issue, is something like this. These are hand sanitizers, Purell, or those kind of things that don't require water to wash your hands. If you're having an issue where there's no water coming into your house, you really don't want to be wasting water while using the facilities. So get some kind of hand sanitizer or those kind of things. These are pretty inexpensive. In fact, this is a generic brand. I think they're about $1. They're not terribly expensive.